properly introduce myself, Mark, my name is Queenie, and I'm the Senior Recruitment Specialist here at Virtual Superstars. It's very nice to meet you. Sheena will be just shadowing for today's interview, so you don't have to worry about it. And also, just to give you a little background about the company, so we are a staffing agency that is based in Australia. So technically, we are supporting our client partners in finding Filipino PAs to help and support them in their daily operations. So right now, we are hiring for electrical estimator, and of course, we got already a glimpse of your work experience to your resume. But I would love to learn more about you and also regarding with your experience. So yeah, if you could take the floor from me, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you so much for the brief interview. And to be honest, I haven't read about the job post, and when I got to the message on in LinkedIn, it says
Mm-hmm.
that construction. It, they just they did not explain that they are looking for an electrical estimator. Moving forward, my experiences are based on some. There, I have touches some experiences on estimating with electrical, mechanical, and general civil constructions. And I have worked
Mm-hmm.
in the US, UK, Canada, and Australian companies for the past 5 years as a virtual assistant. And aside from that, my work also covers project management, social media management, and construction as virtual assistant.
All right, that's good to hear, Mark. So, regarding with your work experience, as you mentioned, you're more focused in plumbing, but you have an experience estimating electrical, correct? In
Yeah,
electrical.
I do have a little background of estimating electrical components, but as
Mm-hmm.
long as there is even though I do not have really a strong background with it, as long as I have all the details that I could read in the drawing plans, I could generally create a estimate that is accurate and precise and accurate.
Mm-hmm. I see. That's good to hear, Mark. And it's good that you also have an experience working with Australian clients. So you already have an overview about it. So since you mentioned that you are like an overall, you can do the estimation as well in general civil, plumbing. So can you share your experience in estimating this kind of projects?
Basically, the first thing that I have to do is to look into the plans. If there are the plan specifications and the technical or the other words, the technical aspect of the project. Right after that, if there are things that I have to clarify, I would write an RFI, a request for informations that I am going to send to the client for approval, and then I will also have to ask for the permission for the client if we are going to send this one. In other words, I have to collaborate with my clients to send it to the other parties so that they would give me an accurate response. Right after they have a response, probably they are going to give me another drawing or vision drawing or just a response, an email response, then I would then start my estimating. So, and right after that, if I'm going to price the, um, if I'm going to price the estimate, that's the part of the quotation now. That would be part of the quotation. So I have to look for vendors that are available in the Australian market or just by emailing or sending them a phone call or even giving them a phone call so that I could get a accurate price. And then if I get the price, I would then apply the markup that the company would be providing. And right after that, I would send that for a review. After reviewing, and then we will, if it gets approved, we will send that to the client. If the client approves it, it will be turned over to a prod. project, then the project management skills that I have would then be applied, such as creating a schedule, creating a cost control metrics.
All right. That's good to hear, Mark. And of course, since you mentioned you are preparing the cost estimate, so how do you ensure, of course, earlier you mentioned that you ensure the accuracy of your estimates. So how do you ensure the accuracy of your estimates, especially working at home and, of course, some under pressure as well, if in any case there are any tight deadlines?
To be honest, I had a separate room that allows me to be focused more on my job rather than having a distractions over the outside world. And to be honest, I had equipped myself with a generator and a reliable internet that allows me to work remotely. So whenever there is an interruption or calamities in the Philippines, in our country, to be honest, which is occurring most of the time, then I am ready.
Okay, that's good to hear. And of course, Mark, you're organizing everything, but of course, there are any significant project risks as well sometimes during your estimate. So, how do you identify this kind of project risk during your estimate phase?
To be honest, I have also quite five experience working on site, which allows me to identify the key factors or some of the factors, risk factors that allows me to have during my estimating. So apart from that, I always give um, a certain percentage for miscellaneous on my estimates.
Mm-hmm. I see. And do you happen to have any tools that you're using as well for your when you're doing the estimation?
Yeah, I do have a great tool that I am using for my estimation. So in preparing the documents, that's Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word for quantity takeoff, uh, Autodesk, Navisworks, and AutoCAD in Bluebeam or Revit. And for project management, that's Primavera P6 and Microsoft Planner and Procore, Builder Trend, and Simpro.
All right, that's good to hear. And of course, Mark, you're not just doing one cost estimate or just one task only. So, can you walk me through on how you manage or prioritize like multiple tenders at once?
There is what we call CRM. That is, I know each companies in the Australia has CRM tools, which will allows me to track my progress, and it also allows me to keep my schedule on tight.
Mm-hmm. I see. And regarding with this, so for like for example, negotiation with the contracts, uh, regarding with the post tenders queries, are you also like involved in that?
I do not have that role in the virtuals, but I do have
Mm-hmm.
that role in my job in my previous role in the Saudi Arabian company on site.
I see. And of course, since you're working from home, Mark, so how do you make sure that your stakeholders are aligned within your scope, timelines, of course, on this expectation? When will be the deadline? How do you ensure that they are updated or like keep on track on that?
Collaboration is the best gift or the best answer for this one. So I have to collaborate with them, talk to them, and keep them uh, uh, in the I forgot the term in line with the communication. So if there is a chance that I could create a group chat or a communication line with them, direct communication line with them, then I would then communicate with them truly. So it would be on email. So I know for sure that they are using, most of the clients are using Microsoft or even Google. So we could use Google and Microsoft in communicating with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. And going back as well, Mark, since you mentioned that you are not totally focused in electrical, but if in any case that you are given a certain drawings or like all of the tools that you're needed, you're able to do it end to end, correct? So how confident are you if in any case that you will be the one to take over the overall estimation process for this?
Yeah, I'm very confident enough as long as I have those tools, the plans, and the RFI or response for information, request responses for the request for informations, then I could basically give the accurate and precise estimate.
All right, perfect. And do you happen to create, Mark, like a process improvement towards your work, like to streamline your daily operations, something like that?
Yeah, basically that's the first thing that I do when I get employed in a virtual assistant construction company. I also have to streamline, create process flow so that they would understand what am I doing and what would be the next step. And if I will not do this, then who will do this for me?
Okay. And can you share like like an insight, or can you share an example of what type of process workflow have you already implemented to your previous companies, and also what is the result of it?
Actually, I have mentioned this earlier, but I would during the some of the answers that I have. So the first thing that we are going to have is when you receive the email, upon receiving the email, there would be a thorough review of the documents. Right after the thorough review of the documents, if there are lacking the missing information, we would request for an information. If the informations are complete, then we would directly proceed to the estimating. Right after with the estimating, there would be a review for with the client, and after the review, if it will go through, it will then be submitted um, to the client. That's all. To the construction client.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got it, Mark. So that's the one thing that you have implemented as well to the company. So the one that you have mentioned earlier is also the process improvement that you have preferred for them. Okay.
Yep. Basically, if the company is a construction design and build, you have the design. So I also have to go back to the designing designers and then wait for them, and then there will be additional scope of work that will be going to be implemented with the different kinds of construction companies scopes.
Okay, that's good to hear, Mark. And yes, Mark, regarding with the tools, as you have mentioned, those are the tools that you're confident and proficient in using. Okay, that's good to hear. What is the digital communication tools you're using when you're communicating with your clients, Mark?
I usually don't like to communicate with them personally with my personal communication or my personal identities. So basically, I have to rely with the communication tools that they are giving.
Mm-hmm. I see. Is it like are you using like Slack, Teams?
Yeah, Microsoft and Google Workspace.
Okay, that's good to hear. And also regarding with your work experience, Mark, as I can see here, you've worked with Impact. sorry, here in Saudi Arabia, the planning engineering impact from February 2025 to present. Are you still with them working?
Actually, I just got home. Just get home from them from the uh from. I'm sorry, I did not edit the resume. I just got home from Saudi Arabia.
I see. So, may I ask when did you ended your contract with them?
Actually, it's last month.
Mm, so that's August.
Yeah, yeah.
You're already here with in the Philippines again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear. And yeah, regarding with the position, Mark, may I ask as well if what schedule or availability are you okay to work?
Well, if this, as I have filled up the information yesterday, I saw that you had also a US client. That's right.
More of our clients are in Australian client,
Yeah.
so it's more on the morning schedule. So if you're working in a morning schedule, you don't have any prior commitments, are you okay to work on that?
Yeah. Probably in the construction side, I really wanted to communicate, to work on during the hours that, or the office hours with my client. The reason is that I don't want any miscommunication to be happen. So if I'm going to work at night, they are sleeping, there would later on be unresolved problems that will occur. So I am definitely going to work during their working hours.
All right, perfect. So, yeah, if you're okay to work in the morning schedule, that's good to hear because most of our clients are in a morning setup. And also, are you okay to work in a part-time or full-time settings, or are you okay with both, Mark?
Both would be fine.
Okay, that's good to hear, Mark. So yeah, I think I gathered all the details that I need regarding with your work experience, Mark. And thank you so much as well for sharing as well the tools that you're proficient in using, and then of course your experiences. And I'll definitely check and match you to our client that will be close to your work expertise. So let me stop recording real quick. And yes, for this mark, we do usually have different positions available. It's either full-time or part-time role. But if in any case that you are selected to a part-time role, no worries at all because in a couple of months, if your performance is good, you will transition in a full-time role. But if in any case that we do have available full-time, definitely we will be putting you in that position. And yeah, regarding with the start date, may I ask how soon can you start if you are offered this job?
If you want me to start tomorrow, I can start tomorrow. But I can work as soon as possible.
All right, perfect. And also, may I ask how much is your asking salary in AUD per hour?
15.
15 eyes. And is this 15 is still negotiable, Mark, or this is the lowest that you would like to ask?
Um, I would like to ask how much you could give before I would.
Um, mhm. Yeah, regarding with the salary offer that we can provide, it's 13 to 15 AUD per hour. So, it's we can put here 15 if you would like. But if in any case, may I know how much will you stretch if in any case that client will do negotiate?
Um, to be honest, I am the one who's going to provide. Let me give you a breakdown of what are the things that is happening
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines. We are taxed right now. We are taxed with the government. We have to pay electricity. I am going to provide my generator. I am providing a good internet. So I think 15 is the best price. If they can go on above, then no problem.
Okay, that's good to hear, Mark. And yeah, regarding with this, here's what will happen. So usually for our matching period mark, so it will be 2 to 3 weeks timeline. So depending on the client's availability, if they would like to meet you sooner than 2 weeks, we will contact you as soon as possible if you're already ready for endorsement and client meet and greet. And for the things that you need to comply, so first one will be the character reference form. So if you can provide at least 2 to 3 character reference that can vouch your work experience, it's good if you can provide like a supervisory or like managerial character reference, or if your client can also give you a character reference, that's good. And then for the second one will be just the technical form. So just the screenshot of your device specification and also your internet speed, and after you were able to complete that, that's the time that we will be matching you now to a client. So definitely you will be receiving this today or by tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And do you happen to have any questions before we end this meeting?
Uh, I really don't have any questions regarding the. I just want to ask about the outcome of this interview.
Regarding with the outcome, as I have mentioned, so technically, we will be still matching you to our client. So once you were able to complete all those things that we need, that's the time that we will be matching you already to a client, because we are also sharing those outcome, like for example, the internet speed, the device specification, the character reference. We're also including that information when we are submitting your profile to to the client, also your updated resume.
Sure, got that. Just shoot me the email and I will send you the technical specs that you'll be needing.
Yes, yes, I'll be surely emailing you by today or by tomorrow.
Thank you
So
so
if in
much.
any case you haven't received it within today, just let me know.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your time again, Mark, and kindly keep your lines open for any update. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach me.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day, Mark.
So cool.